Hey, champ, Ken McMillan with the Times Herald Record.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Champ, what was it like for you to have to step into the game the other day? I mean, it's one thing if you know that you're going to be starting ahead of time, but to be thrown in just like that, especially for your first true collegiate experience.
Um, it wasn't a shock to me. I think the coaches do a great job of preparing us here. Coach Thatcher tell me every day, stay ready, so you don't got to get ready. So I go in every day of practice, working hard as if I was going to start the game. So it wasn't a shock. I was ready for the moment. I was prepared.
How
Like I
did you
said.
how did you feel about the way you played?
Um, I thought I did decent. There's definitely some things I could do better at. You know, some fundamental mistakes that I made in the game. But there's all things I could clean up. Going into this week, going into practice. So I think I did decent for stepping in the game like that.
I thought you were very effective when you were on the move. What do you think?
I think so as well. When I'm on the move, I like to think of that as my zone. So when I'm on the move, I'm always looking for, you know, receivers to hit the ball, throw the ball to, or even if I got to run and escape. So I think I did pretty well on the move as well.
Do you think you're on the move as much as say Bryson, or more so?
Um, really thought of that actually.
Because I know they call the plays, but you got to execute it. And I know that Bryson runs, but it's usually on some pre-plan. What about you? Did you have to freelance a bit?
Yeah, I kind of had to freestyle a little bit. You know, my O line protected me enough to give me lanes to escape. And when I hit those lanes, then that's when the magic happens.
What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment, I had a couple. The first completion to Josh Lingenfelter, that was pretty cool. I stepped up, I jumped and threw the ball. The first completion to um, Tyrell, when I rolled out and I threw the ball to Tyrell. Throwing the ball to my guy Toby a couple times.
Yeah. And then I noticed, we talked about motion, but forgive me if I'm wrong, but there looked at times like you were a little bit slow on your feet, and that I mean the college game is so fast and they're coming at you. Did you feel what did it feel like to have like the pocket close on you so quickly sometimes?
Um, it was definitely different than high school. I'll say that.
Yeah.
D linemen are, D linemen are faster, better. So I kind of had to, early I had to learn that. Um, and I had to keep getting adjusted to it as the game went on. So I definitely say that, there were times where I was a little bit late, escaping or moving around.
Last thing, obviously the coaches aren't telling us who's going to be playing this week, but you must knowing that you could be a starter this week. Do you approach the week a little differently? Is your mindset a little different, a little more focused?
No, not at all. Like I said, I approach every week like I'm the starter. So I prepare, the same way watching film, practicing hard, all the reps I get. I'm approaching it the exact same because this whole time I've been practicing as if I was a starter.
Thank you, champ.
Um, thank you.
Hey, champ, Ken Kreitzer, Cam Vets Media. Good to see you again. We did a chat early in August practice. You were just over Beast Barracks, get at basic training and getting set. How do you feel like your game has been able to adjust and improve since the early days of August practice?
I've definitely gotten more used to the speed of the game. I've gotten more adjusted. Back then everything was still a little bit fast for me. Being on scout team, going against the one defense in 1 minute drill and team periods. Um, that's helped me get adjusted to the speed of the game. So now I feel a lot more comfortable. Um, I think that's one of the major differences, just getting used to the speed of the game.
Sure. Hey, I mentioned this to Coach Monk and Saturday after the game. You had a very impressive 4th and 11 play from the Troy 49-yard line. and you got the pass for 18 yards to Ajon Marshall. That was a good looking play. Tell us about it.
So they were, it was 4th and long. They were kind of in that prevent defense. We knew we needed to get the first down. So I was just kind of looking for the soft spot in that defense and where one of my receivers would enter that soft spot. And, I noticed, pre-snap Ajon, he was one of the guys I was like, okay, maybe he'll get there. And me and Ajon, we got a great connection. So, I took my drop, went through my progression, and I decided Ajon was going to be that guy. And then he sat that route down right there, so I was anticipating him to sit down. So once he finally gave that break, I released the ball to him, and we got the first down completion.
Well, a moment you can build off of. We'll see you on Saturday. Thanks.
See you on Saturday. Thank you.
Hey, champ. Joe Icono with GoBlackKnights.com. How's practice today?
That was great today. Working on the new scheme, learning some things, seeing some different looks. Scout team did a great job today. I feel like the offense today, we did a great job as well. The O-line, the running backs, the wide receivers, we all did a great job. We were very focused. We brought the energy, and we executed well today. So practice was great today.
And how is your chemistry coming along with some of the ones in terms of receivers and running backs? You mentioned Ajon and Noah Short and some of the other Lingenfelter, some of the other ones that maybe you have or haven't had a lot of chance to work with in practice prior to the last couple of weeks. How is that relationship and that chemistry coming along in terms of, kind of knowing how they run routes and knowing your timing and everything else?
Yeah, and I try to work with those guys, outside of practice, to keep that chemistry built. So it's been there, but even in practice, going against the defense now. So I know where those guys are going to be on certain routes, on certain plays. So I know certain windows I can throw the ball into. So now I'm kind of looking at that. Like, what window is my guy going to get here? And it's another level of chemistry I'm getting used to, other than routes on there. So it's a different level of chemistry, but that's definitely improving.
And I think, anybody who has eyes to see can see that you have a pretty good arm, especially for a freshman, coming straight out of high school. How are you coming along with the read option part of your game? Because that's such a critical piece of Army's offense.
It's improved a lot. Sitting down with coaches on my own time, drawing it up against different looks. That's helped me tremendously. And it was also another part of slowing the game down because the option game was really fast to me at first. But sitting down with Coach Thatcher, Coach Worley, having them quiz me or show me different things and then quizzing myself on my own, drawing up the plays against different looks and defenses. I think I've grown a lot in that, knowing the read keys, pitch keys, what I'm supposed to do if I get this look and that look. It's helped a lot. So I think I've grown a pretty good amount.
Great. And my final question for you, a year ago, well documented, you were playing in high school at St. Thomas Aquinas, which is big time for high school football. But Saturday night, again, we don't know who the starter is going to be. But if you're called on, you're going to walk into Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, with 102,000 screaming fans. Mike the Tiger looking at you, the amazing LSU defense standing across from you. What up to this point in your life has prepared you to be able to handle that level of pressure?
Everything. Playing football in South Florida, playing at St. Thomas Aquinas. I had an opportunity to play on ESPN my senior year against St. Joseph's Prep. So that was a big stage. St. Thomas, we get pretty big crowds for a high school. So I played in front of big crowds, my whole high school career, playing against, teams like Miami Central, Miami Norland, Booker T. Washington. I played against big teams. Playing in Travis Power Stadium, that's another big stadium.
Yeah.
A lot of big games there. So throughout my life, I've been prepared for these moments and these opportunities. And yeah, so I've been prepared for this.
Thanks, Champ.
Thank you.
Hey, Chip, it's Sal from Black Knight Nation. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I was going to ask you about, when you commit to Army, and is this like games like this or what you kind of like have been looking forward to, games against, these Power 5 teams, these these blue blood teams like LSU? Is that something that, you know, was part of your commitment, so to speak, with playing that level of competition, or no?
I look forward to all the games equally. You know, like I said, this has always been my dream to play college football. And, you know, I'm actually living my dream. So every game, you know, I'm always in awe, no matter the opponent. You know, last week Troy, this week LSU. You know, I'm always, you know, in awe. Like I'm really living my dream. I'm out here having fun.
Do you think that when you see, what do you see when you're watching LSU on tape, their defense? What do you see? What they like to do? What do you see on tape for LSU?
Those guys are very athletic. You know, they're a great team. You know, we all know that they're a great team. Very athletic. Um, they like to do a lot of different things. You know, pressure wise, they got athletes all across the board from the D line to the secondary. You know, the linebackers as well. So you know, they're a very great team, very well coached team, very athletic.
Thanks, Chip.
Thank you.
Have anything else for Champ on Zoom?
Let me just ask a follow up to what Sal was just asking about what you see from LSU. How many, I guess, different games have you had a chance to see footage from of them? And have you noticed just kind of their progression as the season's gone on, or how have you kind of viewed them and what have you seen from them from maybe early season to the last week or so, if you can make that distinction?
So yeah, I've kind of skimmed through all the games. You know, for example, earlier in the season, they want to start off in a 3-2 front. Now they moved to more of a 4-2 front. And it's just little things like that. You know what I'm saying? I've been able to see, you know, different pressures they've been throwing, you know, at the different teams. That's what I've been able to see so far. But I've been able to see like progression throughout the season. Yes. All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks, champ.